Good morning, everybody. Happy hump day. I was on my way to work and I was listening to one of my favorite spiritual leaders, Dr. Wayne Dyer, and he dropped a gem that I wanted to take an opportunity to share that I thought it was really helpful. He talks about our circumstances are the product of the choices we are making. It's so simple, but when you think about it, it really is so profound, right? A lot of people, me, myself included, I'm always trying to get better at this, but we lack accountability naturally, right? We like to blame the situations in our life based on external factors, right? So it's so important that we recognize this and make our changes that we need to make. When we think about our circumstances, again, he states, our circumstances are a product of the choices we are making. If we don't like our circumstances, we really need to change the choices that we're making. Even down to science and neuroscience, right? Our lifestyles and our choices are typically made based on prior events that shaped our perception of the world around us, right? And, that's great and dandy if you were raised in a perfect world, but most of us have not been, right? So it's really important to recognize, again, right down to our synapses and our neuroscience and the way our neurons wire together that fire together, right? Again, that's based on past experiences. So, when we're not liking our circumstances, it's really important that we check our choices that we are making and change them, right? And change is never easy, but it is possible. And I guarantee you, if you continue to challenge your own status quo, you'll continue to grow and evolve. I always love learning and take any chance that I get to challenge my own ways of thinking. I think it's an important aspect to consider. So with that being said, remember too also that circumstances are a product of the choices we're making, but the choices that we're making are also a product of our thinking, right? So it's hard to get ahead of the game. All the wisest spiritual leaders talk about it. Eckhart Tolle talks about being the observer or the witness of your thoughts. Once you become the witness of your thoughts, right, then you can become somewhat of a gatekeeper, and you can only let in those thoughts that are positive and helpful for you. Again, this is something that is forever evolving and something that I'm forever working on, but it is possible, right? So, you got to jump in on that hamster wheel somewhere. So whether you can get into changing your choices, changing your thoughts, or changing your circumstances, we have to jump on that wheel sometime and make positive changes to grow towards the future. Anyway, stay blessed, everybody. I hope you have a great week.